Tornado winds tossing cars like they were toys. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve Savard. Jefferson City is littered tonight with images like these illustrating the strength of the storm that hit last night. Homeowners and business owners continue tonight to pick up what they can, and we're continuing to bring you team coverage from Jefferson City. We begin with my colleague Courtney Bryant. And Courtney, a surreal day it had to be for Jefferson City area residents today.
It certainly was, Steve, as we've had a chance to just walk around a small area that's been really affected by this tornado. You can just see the amount of damage. It is isolated to certain areas, others untouched, but for the areas that it did affect, the people here have just been rebuilding, just reassessing the damage nonstop, really, and I should say rebuilding because those efforts started almost immediately. We saw people working to repair a roof just across from us at a bank. And the big effort today has been restoring power. There have been many Ameren crews here on the ground working around the clock, some of them pulling shifts as long as 22 hours, leaving their own families behind at home to try and get power back to the thousands of people who lost it. Our Alexis Zotos has been talking with people who had to leave their homes and come back to find them almost gone. Alexis, you have also been detailing the 9 p.m. curfew that was put in place today by the mayor.
That's right. You know, Courtney, there is so much destruction still. If you take a look around me, I mean, pieces of a roof, a fence, twisted metal, and of course these houses behind me have had their roofs torn off. People have had to leave their homes, leave behind their things. We just saw this child's backpack left behind here, and that's exactly why a curfew has been enacted by this city for safety purposes, as well as keeping these hard-hit areas safe from others. We have seen police patrolling these neighborhoods, the neighborhoods that really took a hard hit last night.
So I'm helping her down the basement steps. As soon as I'm helping her down the steps, all the windows break first.
In the daylight, it's clear the damage the EF-3 tornado did to his grandparents' home. In the moments just before midnight, well, it was another story.
I'm feeling the raindrop, then I'm looking at the lightning. I'm like, I know it was just a roof, like right here.
A view from Sky Zoom 4 shows just how many homes on Case and Union Street, right next to Jefferson City High School, were destroyed.
We've been here 44 years and it kills me, but I will think about that in a couple weeks.
For Gwen McGeorge, her roof is gone, but the priority right now is getting valuables out of her home, the things the tornado didn't sweep away.
And I've experienced this before, so I knew immediately what it was, so I yelled for my husband to wake up.
Gwen was in the bathtub. They never quite made it to the basement. While the moment was terrifying, she can joke about the thought that raced through her head.
I mean, I just knew that we were going to die, and I just asked my husband, please don't let me die naked in the street, because I just jumped out of the tub.
When the sounds of the tornado came to an end, she found pajamas and made her way outside. They heard a much better sound. The voices of their neighbors.
And that's why I love this neighborhood. Are you okay? Next door. We're fine. Are you okay, Renee? Renee, I'm fine. Karen, are you okay?
Really, watching these neighborhoods come together has been incredible. You can't really tell because of our lights right now, but it is very dark over here just next to Jefferson City High School. And Ameren crews are still working tonight to restore power across the city. Good news, though, at the latest check, they have restored about 70% of the power back throughout Jefferson City. Courtney, back to you.
All right, that is good news. Thank you, Alexis. As we've had the chance to look at some of the damage around here, really everywhere you look, the damage is a reminder of what happened last night when the storm hit. I mean, things tossed around, pieces of roofing shingles, pieces of insulation, electrical wires hanging down. It just tells a story of what happened. But this was almost too eerie. A clock that was thrown from the wall in this building back here, the batteries knocked out, and it froze to the time almost exactly when the storm hit. Also at that moment, in this building here behind me, the owner of the business was hunkering down in a bathroom riding out the storm. Just before the tornado touched down, Capital City cheer owner Ron Swanson was holding evening classes at the gym just off Ellis Boulevard.
We were just closing up shop when all the sirens went off, so we didn't want to get out on the road, stuck in the middle of a tornado.
As the storm grew closer, Swanson and one of his employees knew they had to take shelter. So they went for the one place they thought they'd be safe.
We were in here. underneath that sink.
The bathroom, one of the only places left completely untouched by the storm's path of destruction. Did you expect to see
No.
outdoors when you walked out?
I knew there was damage because I could feel the building, but I didn't expect the wall to be gone.
Swanson believes it was a miracle his life was spared.
I mean, God had his hand on this whole bathroom because there's zero, like if you step in there with the lights on, it looks like a normal day at the gym. And as soon as you walk out here, I mean, look at it. It's just a disaster.
He feels very thankful. This could have been a lot worse, and he feels so glad that he got out of it with his life. None of the kids here were hurt. Everything ended well except for his business. He probably will be able to get all the equipment back that was lost. It's covered by insurance, he says, but it will be a setback being out of business for a few weeks. It's a similar story to others we've heard across Jefferson City tonight. They have lost businesses, they've lost homes, but you know what? They are thankful that they are alive. Still no reported deaths in this entire storm we've been telling you about. Really amazing.